particular episode, I want to give you guys 5 updates for different stories that were out there, and most of them have connection to legal thing. Actually, 4 of them, and then one update is just a side note update, and then the other ones are legal implications and all those kind of things. So first, we got Bishop Zondo. What's been happening? You'll remember he was trying to get the judge off of his case so that he can recuse himself and then get another different judge. We're gonna give an update concerning what happened with that. Secondly, you remember that guy who went viral over pictures and videos of him having sex with different women and whatnot. There was even reports he slept with his pastor's wife. That man, then, there's an update concerning him because he was arrested, and there is also a legal thingy update concerning him. The side update is going to be on Pastor Ian Love. You remember he got a car. Pastor Ian Love got a car from one of these guys who hosts a political benefits and what and all those things, which they were saying, hey, why take money in a car from a person that who is said to be corrupt? Why would you do that? So there's been something that came up, and I thought to put it into this episode as a way going on thingy. A fourth one was actually a lawsuit against Zigo. So if you guys do remember, Zigo does news in Zimbabwe, right? And he got this lawsuit against him from one particular prophet, so to say. And this prophet was seeking to kind of get him in trouble or something along those lines, and it didn't pan out. It didn't pan out, if you do remember Zigo over there. And so it didn't pan out. That lawsuit that they were trying to put on him completely failed. And so I'm gonna show you an update concerning that as well. And then our favorite couple on this channel, Bonnie and Clyde of South Africa, as you might call them, the Bushiris. There was a little bit of an update, I think about 3 weeks back, concerning what happened after the March decision by the court to extradite them. So I want to give an update concerning that as well. And so I think that's about all the updates. I'm going to give those 4 updates and that particular case update there. It's Reality Show, daily Christian commentary videos. We got a little bit to cover here and very little time to do so. So let's start first with the gentleman that they said slept with his pastor's wife and was sleeping with everybody's wives. It's like this guy could not stand a skirt. If a skirt just passed in front of him, it used to give him anxiety. This guy was just doing the most. And we're speaking about self-control. When I made an episode, we're talking about self-control and all that. Now, guess what happened? It turns out that dude was arrested. And because the investigation that uncovered those sex tapes actually was not even part of the investigation. They were investigating him for financial issues and whatnot because he was head of this organization. And so when they were searching for evidence for that, that's when they discovered this. Now, there was also a story that was coming out. The thing is, the story just became more about the sex tapes, so I didn't even follow it up. There was a story that was coming out concerning him that were saying there were people that were pushing the narrative of the sex tapes to make the government look bad because he is connected, and the whole thing. So the sex tape thing was not the case. That was not the case. Of course, it was about to escalate to a case because they were thinking, is he doing this as revenge? Because maybe he has a sickness. You know, some people, they get sick and then they have this revenge thing where they want to go and spread this illness around. So they did try to take it that route. I don't think they found that he was ill or anything. It was just some weird fantasy that him and his wife had and whatnot and stuff like that, with a bunch of people. It's going around. People are sick out there. So that entire thing was not the initial case. The case that actually, that's him right there. You're seeing him in the court. So he recently appeared, and they handed a judgment to him. Okay, so they handed a judgment to him, and that judgment concerning his financial issues, they might go up to, he might get 18 years sentence concerning that. That's how wild that entire thing was actually. As a matter of fact, I did see there were pictures which showed when he was in court and when he went and he did his appeal, and that's him there before the court and stuff like that. You know, for some people they might see that as was it some type of a hearing? No, it's a court. You know, in some countries, courts are not that big as we see them in our countries and so forth, in developed countries and so forth, or developing countries. And so he's been arrested, and he might face a very long period in jail if found guilty for those financial crimes. All right, so that's the update concerning that whole thing. Now, there was also the story of Dr. Ian Dove. When Dr. Ian Dove's story came out that he was given this gift, there was a lot of people that were skeptical. There was a lot of people that were saying, why did he accept that? Why was that a good idea for him to accept that? Now, there is a story now that's recently come out, it's kind of sad, honestly, that he was asking his church to donate so that they can obtain a title deed of their church. Please do confirm thingy. I did see it on socials. Zim Celeb's official page posted that story, and they were saying that, so, you know, they got a donation of about $150,000 and 2 cars donated, and they're still asking donation of $8,000 to get it, to obtaining their title deed of their church. That is sad. That is absolutely sad. But hey, what to say? Now, this takes me straight to the Zigo case, right? Zigo exposed a false prophet, and this person, I don't know this particular individual. He exposed this gentleman, and he said this man was a false prophet and so forth. So I'd never heard about him, and this man got angry, took him to court, said defamation and the whole 9 jazz. Well, the judge presiding over that case said there was no defamation. As a matter of fact, that prophet, Miracle Paul, should pay for the legal fees of thingy. I don't know if that only includes legal fees or some other things, but he is actually now indebted to Zigo because of that whole thing that he tried to pull. Hey, defamation, making noise, when you knew very well that he was not a legit. Why, when you are not legit, do you want to make it sound like you are legit? So he lost that case, and he now owes Zigo money concerning the legal fees and whatnot. I don't know if there's other, but I know that he's supposed to pay for the legal fees on that, if in case you never saw that entire story. Takes me to the Bonnie and Clyde of South Africa, the Bushiris. Now, they got a judgment, right? They got a judgment in around March where the court decided the Bushiris should go back to South Africa and face the legal issues that are over there. I'm saying over there as if I'm not there. Okay. Okay, so that was the case that the judge decided on and said, you know what, you guys should go back to South Africa. They should be extradited. It was decided. It was done with. They didn't like that, so they tried to appeal. So I'd been looking around because, that it tends to be that, it takes forever for you to find updates concerning some of these stories, especially with these legal battles that take forever. And so there has been a little bit of an update. SABC did an episode over here about 3 weeks back explaining what exactly is the next step and what has happened. Because I was like thinking, it's July now. March, July, what's up? So in the beginning of June, because remember, I think they were given 30 days or something like that there to file their thing. So it looks like they've now gone through with the decision to pursue that direction. And also EWN also did an episode updating on this. June the 4th, you will see it right there. They have a video on their YouTube channel. You can go and check that over there. So they had to appeal this decision over to the court. I think it's the High Court that they have to go to see if they can get that decision to extradite them pushed aside. And so the decision might still come out just about the same. It's just that the process is a very long process. Now, on the SABC's interview, the legal expert that was brought there, when he was asked concerning this, he did mention something. He did mention the only way to kind of like push this a little bit faster or something, it's by getting the Malawian government involved. And the Malawian government at the point, and they're not putting much of their fingers into that. In South Africa, it's very political because it makes South Africa look thingy. Because of they had the Omotosho situation, they had the Gupta situation. So they were trying to get this pushed even from a political side. But I guess Malawi just doesn't feel that obligated to do nothing. They're like, yeah, whatever, dude. and so, at some point, you really start to sit and think like really? You're going to treat... It's all good. It's all good. It's good. It's all good. So if they would intervene within that situation, then maybe it would accelerate. But from a legal perspective, they just have to go through with what's happening right now because of the whole human rights. That even though he might have absconded the thingy and ran away, but he still has rights. It's a very funny way of looking at it. Is that a person can do wrong and still have rights. I get it, okay? I get it. They can still have rights to appeal even though they are in the wrong. I think it shows there's an aspect in which human activity shows you God's grace. Because I don't look at that and see human genuine. I see God's grace in that. It's that you are still seeing how God judges. Is that you are given time, get your things in order, and so they still have that option to go do the appeal and whatnot. The decision might still come out the same. I don't know if there is a higher place where they would appeal or what. I'm not sure about that. That takes me to the last case update, which is Bishop Zondo. Now, you'll remember Bishop Zondo. That has now become my favorite picture of Bishop Zondo. Yeah, he's paying attention. Like he's paying very close attention. Bishop Zondo, you'll remember that he was trying to get the judge who was involved in his case to be removed. Now, that didn't pan out. Judge Papimsopa was not having it. As a matter of fact, he said, I'm not going to recuse myself. I'm going to stay on this case, and I'm going to stay on your business. Now, I can tell you this straight up. If you have seen other cases that Judge Msopa has actually ruled over concerning, like there was a case of a man who forced himself and whatnot. That man got a very long time in jail thing. So you can understand why the public trying to get that him recused and stuff like that, trying to have someone else. He said no. As a matter of fact, he actually went on to set dates for the next one. And so that's going to be next year, because, there are other cases that are now scheduled for the rest of the year. And so the court system works like that. You just have to take your time with it. And so it can feel like it's a very long time, but the court has to do that because they can't just do like all the cases. The judge needs to hear the cases, answer correctly. There's a constitution by which he functions under. They were trying to quote certain, what do you call them? I forgot the name of these things. I forgot constitution or whatever you call it. And the judge was not having it. If you listen to the full video, I think Khosheletsani posted it, and also MD TV posted it as well, where you hear him making a judgment over that particular thing, to say that the quotation that they made over the rules of the court doesn't apply to thing. He was not being biased by saying that there was credibility in the evidence that he was given. He was talking about credibility in that there is the sequence, which is exactly what I said. Exactly what I said is exactly what the judge said. And for me, I'm functioning from Google. From just simply Google. Google highlights those things to say the idea of saying that the evidence is credible has nothing to do with the judgment over him. It is merely stating that the sequence of the stories, the manner in which the stories are laid out, viewed by professionals and so forth, depending on all those that give him information, it's reliable. He's not saying it's reliable that this happened. He's saying the information is a real experience and judged by all these things that is presented before him. And so I don't know if he's seeing jail time there or what's going on, but when they had that, they were like, we gotta get this man damn out of here. This man don't play with the way he judges these cases. And so that might be the reason why they were trying to get him off the case, but he said, no, we're not doing that. I'm going to preside over this case nevertheless. And so that's the update concerning all these episodes, or concerning all these cases. So the Bushiris have filed to the higher court concerning that particular decision to extradite them to South Africa. I don't know if I just right now it's a bit difficult to find, like, where do you find the updates at? So you just have to keep looking and stuff. So don't worry, I'll keep trying to look. So that we can know when they back in for those appeals and all that kind of stuff. And so they should be extradited, but the extradition has been paused so they can appeal. If they appeal and then the judge there decides, let's appeal, y'all shouldn't be extradited, then we'll hear what happens with that. Bishop Zondo, the request for the judge to be removed, completely denied. And by the way, I was thinking that maybe they would try to appeal somewhere else, and I guess that's not the case, and that's not going to happen anywhere. Being it that the judge shut it down. Not only did he shut it down, he directly put dates. We're going to do this on this day next year and so forth. So Zondo's case, expect updates next year, not now or anything like that. Unless there's something else that actually I don't know if he has other cases or stuff like that in the Spokane court or what. So the Bushiris have appealed. I'll give you an update if we do see any updates concerning their appeal of extradition. Bishop Zondo back in court next year, I think around March, if I'm not wrong. On those videos that I mentioned, you will get the timing of it. And the Zigo case, that prophet lost that case because what did he think was defamatory about saying something that was stated on thingy? And the gentleman who was busy sleeping around with everybody's wife is right now facing a sentence of about 18 years if he is charged. That's pretty wild. That is a lot. And so wanted to do this small episode thingy, updating you concerning all these cases. The first story I didn't think I would even see an update of. I completely forgotten about it. I mean, like, this thing happened like last year or something like that. And it was not even the thing that became a little bit just too much about that story is that it's the sex tapes that were being talked about. You were not hearing about why was he on thingy. And even how I got talking about it was because they said he slept with his pastor's wife. I was like, hey, this man then had no thingy. People carry themselves with dignity out there. Some people have no shame. It's Ricky's Shared Show. Do daily Christian commentary videos. Other episodes on today will be down in the pinned comments. So check them out and I will see you over there. These episodes and others, if they need any updates, it will be done so later on. So do keep looking out for episodes that have update at the end of them.